The FIFA Club World Cup. I mean, what a global spectacle, right?
Absolutely. The energy is going to be incredible.
Just imagine the crowds, the noise. It's the peak of club football.
Right.
And you've got thousands, literally thousands, of fans heading to places like Washington, D.C.
Yeah, ready to soak it all in.
But hang on, before you're actually in the stands, there's that big question. Where are you going to stay?
That's right. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but sorting out your accommodation, that's crucial. You really don't want to leave that bit to chance.
Okay, so let's unpack this. In this deep dive, we've looked through a whole lot of information about Booking.com, specifically thinking about how it, stacks up for booking your FIFA Club World Cup stay. Think of this as like your fast track, getting you up to speed, avoiding that last-minute scramble for a room.
Exactly. The mission here is to pull out the really useful stuff for you, the practical bits, the advantages, so you can feel confident your stay is handled and just, well, focus on the football.
Perfect. So let's dive right in. Why Booking.com? Why should someone heading to the tournament even start there?
Well, think about the basics. When you're going to a huge event like this, what do you need? Convenience
Right.
and value.
Definitely.
Especially if you're aiming for matches, say, at Audi Field in DC. You want booking to be easy, and you want to feel like you're getting a fair deal. Booking.com seems to really focus on delivering that.
And it's wider than just D.C., though. The info we saw suggested they cover all the host cities pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. Whether you're looking near Audi Field or maybe Camping World Stadium or Internco Stadium, the sources say they have a really huge selection of places nearby.
Right.
And that sheer volume, that choice, it's a massive plus when demand is going to be sky high.
That makes total sense. I saw something about filtering by distance. Being able to really zero in on places close to the stadium, that sounds super helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting down travel time. Nobody wants to risk missing kickoff because they're stuck somewhere across town.
Ugh, no kidding.
So that kind of detailed search control, putting proximity first, it just makes the whole trip smoother. Less time commuting, more time actually enjoying the event atmosphere.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly. Money. The bottom line. People need to know what they're really paying. What did our deep dive show about Booking.com's approach to pricing?
Well, the reassuring thing they emphasize is transparency.
Okay.
They make a point of saying no hidden fees, no nasty surprises later on.
Good.
The idea is you see a clear breakdown, the room costs, taxes, any potential extras, all laid out before you confirm that reservation. That clarity is, well, it's peace of mind, isn't it?
Yeah, no sticker shock at checkout. That's always a win. Now, our source also mentioned potential extra perks, like specifically for people going to the FIFA Club World Cup. What sort of things are we talking about?
It looks like Booking.com is trying to position itself as a sort of go-to platform for this event. And part of that seems to involve offering special promotional rates you can only get by booking directly with them for your Club World Cup trip, almost like a targeted offer for the fans.
Interesting. And it's not just one-off deals, is it? There was something about their loyalty program, too. Genius.
Right, the Genius program. That offers different levels of discounts and benefits.
Like we got.
Could be, say, a percentage off the room price at participating places, maybe perks like early check-in, late checkout, things like that. So if you travel a bit, or you're maybe going to multiple games across different cities, those little savings could actually, add up.
Okay, but let's be realistic. Sports travel. Plans can change fast.
Oh, yeah.
What if your team makes an unexpected early exit? Or maybe your own travel dates just have to shift. The info mentioned flexible cancellation policies. How does that actually work?
Yeah, this is super important for big tournaments. Things are unpredictable. So Booking.com highlights that a lot of the properties they list offer flexible cancellation. Often it means you can cancel your booking without a penalty, sometimes right up until, say, 24 or 48 hours before your stay. That gives you a really valuable safety net.
That seems like a pretty big deal compared to, say, the official FIFA ticket portal. We saw they have, like, a $10 cancellation fee per booking.
Exactly. So finding accommodation through Booking.com where you can get free cancellation, often quite close to the arrival date, offers a level of flexibility you might not get elsewhere. It lets you plan with a bit more breathing room.
Location, location, location.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time in travel.
The mantra.
And the info we reviewed really hammered home booking near the venues. Why is it so vital here?
Well, being close to places like Audi Field in DC, it's not just about the commute. It's about being in it.
Right.
Feeling the buzz, the energy around the stadium, sharing that excitement with other fans, it really adds to the whole experience. And okay, yes, it also makes getting to the match much easier.
And Audi Field was specifically called out as a key venue for 2025, wasn't it? So a lot of people will be focusing there.
Absolutely, it's a major hub. But again, the platform supposedly offers plenty of options near all the stadiums, Camping World, Inter and Co. included. So wherever your tickets take you, you should find places nearby.
Now, fans travel on all sorts of budgets, different styles. What range of accommodation types does Booking.com actually offer? Is it just hotels?
No, what's quite good is they seem to aim for a really wide range. From budget-friendly hostels, maybe great for meeting other fans, to reliable mid-range hotels, right up to, luxury spots if you want to splurge. They try to cover that whole spectrum.
It's good to hear. What about groups, like fan clubs traveling together or families? Is it easy to find bigger places?
Yes, they specifically mention making it easier for groups, highlighting places with more space, multiple rooms, maybe connecting rooms even. That definitely simplifies things when you've got a bunch of people trying to coordinate.
Okay, let's get back to the actual booking part, the nuts and bolts. Our source mentioned direct booking advantages. What does that really mean for the person booking?
So the main idea they pushed is that booking directly through their platform cuts out intermediaries.
Right, fewer steps.
Potentially fewer extra fees, maybe a smoother process overall. And they also really emphasize their commitment to offering the best possible price for Club World Cup stays booked on their site.
A best price guarantee. That sounds strong. What should listeners know about those kinds of guarantees, generally?
It is a strong claim. Usually it means if you find the exact same room, same dates, everything identical, for a lower price elsewhere, they'll match it. But you always need to check the fine print, the specific terms and conditions, how you claim it, what proof you need, the time limits. It's worth understanding the details.
Good advice. They also talk about a massive inventory and a price comparison feature. How helpful are those likely to be when things get busy?
Well, the massive inventory bit is key for an event like this. More choice is always better when demand is high.
True.
And the price comparison tool, that can be a huge time saver. Instead of you opening 20 browser tabs, it shows different options and prices side by side. Helps you spot the better value much faster.
Okay, so you find some options, the price looks okay. But how do you know if the place is actually good? Reviews are usually the answer there. What do the deep dives say about Booking.com's reviews?
They put a lot of weight on authentic reviews, especially from people who've stayed during other big sporting events.
Ah, that's smart.
Yeah, the idea is those reviews give insights relevant to you as a fan, like how easy was it to get to the stadium, what was the vibe like around the hotel on game day, stuff like that.
And they're verified reviews from people who actually stayed.
That's the claim. Verified reviews add that layer of trust, and they also mention having 247 customer service.
Which is reassuring.
Definitely. If something goes wrong when you're in a new city for a huge event, knowing there's round-the-clock support is, well, it's important.
Now, what about fans looking for something a bit more upscale? The source touched on premium options, VIP experiences.
Right. For those with a bigger budget, they showcase a selection of luxury hotels and higher-end amenities.
Okay.
And it mentioned exclusive hotel packages that sometimes, maybe through partnerships, might offer help with getting premium seats or even assistance with match tickets.
So it's not like they sell tickets directly, but maybe point you in the right direction.
Exactly. It's more about enhancing that overall VIP trip. They also go into detail about what luxury suites offer, lots of space, top quality furniture, great views, comfy seating, TVs, maybe kitchenettes.
Yeah.
All the bells and whistles for a really premium stay.
Sounds nice. Okay, the actual booking process itself, is it easy or is it complicated?
The information we looked at really stresses a smooth, user-friendly process.
Okay.
Selecting dates, using the filters we talked about, finalizing the reservation.
No.
They aim for it to be intuitive, quick, efficient.
And what about managing it on the go? Most people use their phones for everything now. Does the app help?
Yeah, the mobile app seems pretty central. You get your confirmation instantly. All your booking details are right there. And importantly, you can apparently make changes through the app if, the tournament throws a curveball at your plans. There's even a calendar integration thing mentioned.
Oh, what's that?
Lets you sync your match schedule with your hotel dates. Keeps everything organized in one place. Pretty neat.
Definitely useful. Were there other time-saving features mentioned?
Yeah, a couple stood out. Book now, pay later options on some properties. That gives you flexibility, lets you lock something down without paying up front immediately.
Right.
And digital check-in. At places that offer it, you can bypass the front desk queue. Just head straight to your room practically. Every minute saved helps when you're trying to catch a game.
For sure. Now, it seems Booking.com is trying to be more than just a place to find a bed. The source suggested linking accommodation with local experiences.
Yeah, that's an interesting angle. Moving towards integrating attractions and tours right into the platform.
So you book your hotel and then maybe add on a city tour or tickets to something else nearby. They
Hmm.
mentioned Epic Universe as an example.
Exactly. It's about helping you build a more complete trip itinerary, combining the football with other things to see and do in the host city.
Turning the trip into more of a rounded experience. What about getting to the games? Any help with transportation in the info?
It mentioned providing tips on transport options to and from the stadiums,
Okay.
and that many listed properties might offer shuttle services or they're deliberately highlighted for being close to public transport routes. That local knowledge can be invaluable during a busy tournament.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Based on this deep dive into Booking.com, what's the main takeaway for someone planning their FIFA Club World Cup trip?
I think the core message is that Booking.com presents itself as a really central, comprehensive place to sort out your accommodation for the tournament. They're highlighting the variety they offer, the competitive pricing, and those flexible policies we talked about.
And for you, the listener, what are the biggest potential wins using a platform like this?
Well, the main benefits seem to be accessing those potential special discounts, getting the peace of mind from flexible cancellation options, and just the general convenience. Finding and booking something that fits your needs, whether you're going solo or with the whole crew, it's about taking one big piece of stress out of the planning.
Right, so you can actually focus on the football and the atmosphere.
Exactly.
All right, the learner, here's something to chew on. Think about planning your accommodation first. Using the flexibility that a platform like Booking.com seems to offer, how might securing that base camp early, knowing it's adaptable, actually change how you approach the rest of your FIFA Club World Cup experience? Could it free you up to be more spontaneous, to really lean into the unpredictable excitement of live sport?